Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Angela from the Knowledge Transfer Office of City University of Hong Kong. We are delighted to have you all here with us at the CTU Hong Kong Tech 300 Pitching section. On behalf of CTU, welcome. Hong Kong Tech 300 is a large-scale flagship innovation and entrepreneurship program organized by the City University of Hong Kong to motivate entrepreneurs among the CTU students, alumni, research staff, and also the qualified public to make the innovation and ignite their entrepreneurship journey. The program aims to create 300 startups in 3 years. Today, we have invited 18 biotechnology-based teams who have been granted with the Hong Kong Tech 300 Fund, and they will deliver their product speech shortly. Firstly, please allow me to first introduce the guests and our panelists. Vice President, Research and Technology of City University of Hong Kong, Chair Professor in the Department of Biomedical Sciences, Professor Michael Yeung. Welcome, Professor Yeung. Director of Knowledge Transfer Office, Professor Johnny Ho. Co-founder and CEO of Prenetics, Mr. Danny Yeung. And following are our panelists, CEO of Vitagent Biotechnology Limited, Mr. Jamie Tao. Chair Professor of Department of Biomedical Science and Materials Science and Engineering of City University of Hong Kong, Professor Zeng Shu Han. Welcome, Professor Zeng. Executive Chairman and Founder of Sanwa Biotechnology, Mr. William Yim. Senior Manager of Hong Kong Institute of Science and Innovation, Chinese Academy of Science, Dr. Wang Yufeng. Welcome. Distinguished guests, first, may I now invite Professor Michael Yeung to deliver the opening speech to kick off today's events. Professor Yeung, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this Hong Kong Tech 300 Biotech Startup Pitching event. And so we are slightly running behind the schedule, so I'm going to keep the opening short. So first, welcome to join this event. And CTU is very proud to host this program because of the Hong Kong Tech 300. We are, for the last less than 2 years, we have incubated more than 440 startup projects. Of those, we have invested in 92 startup companies, 20% of which are involved in biotech and life science. So today we have 18 teams that's going to be participating in the pitching event to showcase their exciting projects. So it involves from drug discovery to medical device to in vitro diagnostics to application of other engineering tools for healthcare, including, for example, artificial intelligence and other exciting research results coming out of the university. And today we're also very honored to have 2 distinguished speakers here to give us some opening and closing remark. So the first, let me introduce Mr. Danny Yeung, a serious entrepreneur and the co-founder and CEO of Prenetics, the first Hong Kong-based biotech unicorn that is seeded, incubated, and grown in Hong Kong and listed in NASDAQ this year. So Danny is going to tell us the story of how he started from selling mangoes on the internet to become a biotech leaders of a global enterprise. And later on, we will have Dr. Liu Da, a fund manager, specialized in biotech, and also the author of the bestseller, How to Pick a Biotech Unicorn to Invest, to give us a closing remark and share us with how he invests into some successful biotech companies. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Danny Yeung, yes, to give us an opening remark. Danny, please.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Michael, so much for having me today. Very honored to be here to speak in front of you guys here today. Maybe I can just start off by sharing the story of how I met Michael. It was probably in 2014 when I met Michael. At that time, I didn't know anything about biotech, but I wanted to get into health tech. At that time, I had just left Groupon, so I was the previous CEO of Groupon East Asia after they acquired my company, right? And I wanted to get in health tech. A mutual friend introduced us, and we met Michael and the co-founder Lawrence. At that time, they had a company called Multi-Gene Diagnostics Limited. I had a chat with them. I was like, wow, Professor Michael Yang, great scientific aspects, great vision, great team with Lawrence, and etc. And then I didn't know anything about biotech, so I was able to absorb a lot and learn. And then I told Michael and Lawrence, I said, hey, what if I invest in you guys? Yeah, I will give you guys money. But on the condition that I become the day-to-day CEO, and if it doesn't work out in 12 months, I will quit. Right? So I made him an offer he couldn't really refuse, right? Because then Michael's probably thinking, hey, huh? Right? Because it was a really good offer for them, because at that time was, I think key thing, we always have to think about science, is that they were already operational for 5 years at great science. But the key thing is not just about the science, is how do you commercialize the product? Right? And then that's super important, because it doesn't matter if you have the best product in the world. I mean, think about even Apple, Tesla, etc. wise, but you think about their marketing. Their marketing is amazing, fantastic, right? So you have to couple great science, great product, great technology, also with product positioning, marketing. And that's very, very important, because I'm sure for all of you guys standing in this room or sitting here or listening, you guys have already made a great decision to start your own company. And that's already a big hurdle, because it's very challenging to start any company. And trust me, I've been there, right? So even with Prenetics, this is my 4th company. I started from scratch. And when Michael mentioned, my first business, I was literally selling mangoes. Right? Or 許留山, so I franchised 許留山 from Hong Kong into the US when I was 25 years of age. I did that. I was literally in the kitchen making mango saimai-lo, cooking. And the reason why I did that, because I needed to understand the product, right? I needed to understand how to make the product. And I did that for 3-4 years. Then I went into hotel furniture business, right? I studied wood. I understand how to dry wood. So when I talk to my customers, I could understand how to talk intelligently about that, right? And then when I did that also for 3-4 years, I was living in the US, then I moved to Hong Kong in 2010. And at that time, remember 2010, 12 years ago, no one used the internet, right? There was no PayPal. So I came to Hong Kong specifically to launch a company called You Buy, I Buy, doing group buying. And at that time, when I came to Hong Kong, everyone told me, hey, Danny, yeah, you should go back to the US because your business idea is not going to work here. But I believed in the product. I had no experience in e-commerce, or I don't have family network in Hong Kong. And in 3 months, we launched a website. My best friend at that time was called Google. Yeah, it's Google everything. But of course, you have to understand what to Google, right? And then in 6 months, we're already doing $1 million USD on monthly revenues. Then we got acquired by Groupon, and then when I left, we were already doing like over 100 million USD in revenue. And that's where, again, fortunate to meet Michael. And the last 8 years have nothing been short of crazy. I would say we went through lots of challenges, lots of pivots, right, Michael, right? But somehow we were able to have a great team. I think for all of you guys, I think key thing when you guys are building out your team is not finding the best person, right? Because at this early stage, you should just find whoever wants to join you and that believes in your mission, right? Because when you have very little resources, you're not going to be able to find the best people. That's the reality, right? You have to be very realistic in terms of what you can offer. And give you an example, when I was hiring at YouBuy by early days in 2010, I purposely have interviews at 10 p.m. on Friday nights and 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings for salespeople. I specifically did this because most people did not come to the interviews because they're thinking, hey, why is this company having interviews at Friday at 10 p.m. or Saturday 8 a.m.? But I was wanting those people that can actually come. They were thinking, hey, this company's crazy. I want the crazy people at that time. I don't want him because those are crazy people I want because honestly you have to talk to merchants, etc. Right? So at different stages of company, you find different people, and even early on at Prenetics-wise, it wasn't to vary. It was just sheer will to get it to the next stage, right? And of course now we are I would say global company. We have 300 plus employees, etc. Of course now we can find the best people, but when you're starting out, the most important thing to have a key leadership team that aligns with your vision and mission, and that's able to sacrifice as well, right? Sacrifice in terms of, the reality is, I can tell you, for all you entrepreneurs out there, there's no work-life balance. I've never met an entrepreneur that has work-life balance. So if you want work-life balance, don't be an entrepreneur. Right? When I speak, I just speak the truth, right? From my experience and just with my friends, all entrepreneurs, all business people. You have to make sacrifices because your business is 24/7. Yeah, you're the only ones that going to care about it. And yeah, I work a lot, but I dedicate a lot of it. But I enjoy working, right? So a lot of people tell me, hey, yeah, but I really enjoy work. I really enjoy creation. I really enjoy creating impact. And especially with Prenetics, I'm actually very proud that it's a Hong Kong-based company. We're able to take Hong Kong to the global stage by having our listing on the NASDAQ about 6 months ago. And that's also a good moment for Hong Kong biotech at the same time, right? So I think there's a lot of opportunity in biotech, but we just have to connect the dots in terms of, okay, how do we bring science, product, commercialization together into one? And again, the key thing is also to having resilience, because as an entrepreneur or as a company, you will face lots of challenge, up and down challenges, right? It's not going to be a smooth ride. And you have to just consider what do you need to do to get to the next stage, right? So it's like, sports, right? You're never going to hit a home run on the first try. So I say, what do you need to do? So when I first thinking about Prenetics-wise, I say, my first goal was, hey, how do I get enough traction, enough business revenue to raise my next capital, right? Because you need to raise capital, correct? There's, realistically, I mean, without capital, you can't do much because you need to spend on R&D, you need people, you need to marketing, etc. So capital is very, very important. And then so you have to always think, okay, but to raise capital, you need to show traction. So it's always a chicken and egg problem, correct? So, but you have to be able to have enough traction to be able to get investors on board, right? So you have to be very strategic on that. And then each stage of the company, then you have to understand, okay, how do I scale? How do, again, find the right team members? Is the product right? And then also, I think one thing you guys can also understand is that, again, a lot of times I tell my team, hey, don't need to reinvent the wheel. A lot of times, there's a lot of successful case studies in the US or in Europe or rest of the world to understand what works very well. And not just what works very well, what doesn't work, right? Because you can actually learn a lot from what companies have done when they failed, right? So studying and researching a lot is very, very important. Because if you have a good reference, because let's say when you guys are pitching investors, etc., right? Investors, what they really want to hear is, hey, you know what? There's another company like this is already shown to be successful, but this is why we can do it differently than that. Because especially now, investors, they don't want to invest. Because given the inflation, the markets, there's so much uncertainty with the overall global political situation. So you have to make a strong case in terms of why investors would want to invest in you. And I always believe you should put your perspective into the other person's shoes. So when I go into a meeting, I always think about the other side first before I think about what I can gain, right? So I always like to give first before I ask for anything in return, right? So I think as young entrepreneurs, I think everyone should do that. But again, it's a very long journey, but it can also be very rewarding, yeah? Because if you are successful, then you can be in control of your own destiny, right? So it's not all bad stuff, yeah. But of course, you have to have a lot of resilience. You have to have a lot of humility. You have to also have a lot of passion for what you do. So remember, I created 4 businesses pretty much from scratch. But each of the businesses I create, I really love the product, yeah. And when I talk about the product, whoever I talk to, people is like, wow, Danny, you have so much passion for their product, and it resonates with investors, partners, or whatever. So you have to love your product and understand what problem you're solving. So don't just create a company just to create a company, but you have to be really into it. Yeah. So maybe I'll cut that short, right? But I'm happy to answer a few questions. Apologies today. It's super busy today because there's a lot going on. We have actually our annual dinner for our company, but sure, yeah, we're always thinking about innovation, doing things differently. So this year for our company party is actually at Grand Hyatt next door. We have 240 people, but what I'm doing differently, we're putting a boxing ring inside the Grand Hyatt ballroom where I'm going to be fighting my CFO in a boxing match. Yeah, so that's why you see my back of my hair. Yeah, so I purposely just got a haircut. It's our stock symbol, right? But it's just to create this culture and energy for the company. Right? And then and everyone's very excited about the company for what we're doing. So every year we want to try to do something more innovative. Yeah? Because I can't think of anything else. I mean, the CEO and CFO, we're getting in the ring. We're literally going to be fighting each other in front of about 240 people. I think that's unheard of, right? So I think always thinking about something new and interesting to do. Yeah. Do we have time for? Do we have time for questions, Michael? Or?
Wow, I'm still listening. It's quite impressive sharing. Thank you. Yeah, we want to present a gift. Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Danny? I think the key message you all hear, all right? So it's the persistence, flexibility, and passion, and enjoy while you are making the sacrifice. So I think those are the key messages Danny's deliver here.
Yeah, and have to remain positive. Yeah, by default, entrepreneurs are the most positive people in the world, right?
Right.
Correct. So I think you have to always remain positive in the midst of hardship. I think it's very, very important.
Okay, so let me present a souvenir.
Thank you, Michael.
Here you go.
Thank you.
So Danny mentioned about the fight. The CFO is about 10 kilos heavier and 20 centimeters taller than Danny. And he's going to fighting him tonight. So in the ring, it's real. Yeah. So I hope that you have done the practice. Okay, and knock down Steven. Okay.
I would also invite all the guys and the panelists that we take the group photo together. You can remove the mask if you prefer. Thank you. Now we are going to move to the remarkable section of today's event, which is Hong Kong Tech 300 Pitching section. We totally have 18 teams here, as mentioned by Professor Yeung. And each team will have 4 minutes for pitching their idea and 2 minutes for the Q&A. Let's welcome our first team, Janice Lim, Biotech. The presenter will be Dr. Tracy Guo. And she will introduce how the nanomaterials and combined to the facial mask also benefit with the Chinese medicine. Welcome, Dr. Guo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to introduce our innovation and company, Janice Lim Biotech, which is a startup supported by the C Fund and Angel Fund of Hong Kong Tech 300 program, City University of Hong Kong. As we all know, facial mask is a common skincare product. It's very popular. However, the traditional non-woven wet mask has many drawbacks. Exists mainly because the traditional non-woven base cloth is hydrophilic on both sides and soaked in liquid essence, causing harmful additives needed, waste of raw materials, and absorbing water reversely from the skin. Most of the waterproof packaging are made of plastic and other chemicals, causing serious environmental pollution and heavy packaging. Our solution is to develop generous water-free nanofiber sheet mask with the effect of dry storage, no preservatives needed, and saving raw materials and transportation cost. We use the advanced electrospinning technology. Our facial mask has double layers, one hydrophobic layer and one hydrophilic layer. The hydrophilic layer contains Chinese medicine Botrytis strata gel with the effect of anti-oxidation, sterilization, avoiding the use of harmful preservatives. So compared with the traditional wet mask, this is a water-free Chinese medicine sheet mask with many advantages. We cooperate with a local manufacturer for mass production. The prototype of the product has been successfully trial produced. We also carried out some tests, including physical properties, beauty effects, antibacterial tests. We already have 2 patents pending. The invention won a silver prize at the Geneva International Exhibition and won a gold medal at the China Shanghai International Exhibition. In 2021, we won the support from Hong Kong Tech 300 program. With the support of the fund, our company was established. Now the invention is ready to be commercialized. As for the business opportunity, the global market for the facial mask is reached up to $8.8 billion in 2021. And China is the second largest market for skincare industry. And facial mask is the highest annual growth rate, which is one of the most popular consumer products. We plan to sell the products through both online and offline channels, depending on the business situation of different stages. This is our advisor, Professor Hu Jinlian, who was listed among the top 2% of the most highly cited scientists in the world. And she also is the chairman of the Hong Kong Federation of Invention and Innovation. She will be provided valuable guidance for the project. Our team members all come from CTU. The other team members is Dr. Si Fan and Ms. Xu. In general, our competitive advantages lie in advanced nanometer technology, the university's IP, no harmful additives,
Thank you, Dr. Guo.
Chinese medicine plant herbal formulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not easy
That's
for
all.
me, the first one. We'll check whether there were questions from the panelists or the comments from the panelists. Thank you, Professor Zhang.
Maybe I can start. So if you're giving only 4 minutes, maybe it will help people to know what is, the product that your company is making and why is it unique, rather than giving us something so plain. Yes. So can you just give me 1 sentence answer? What is the uniqueness of your product now?
Our unique is a dry storage and no preservatives needed, saving raw materials and transportation cost. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Due to the time limitation, let's move to the second team, which is Combiomics Limited. They use bioengineering to develop the small molecular drugs. Let's welcome Mr. Chen ZK. Please, Mr. Chen. We control the time at 4 minutes. Try to, and 1 minute left, our staff will give a note, and you can see it from your left-hand side. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Angela, for the introduction. So we are Compomics Limited. So basically, we are trying to apply genomics and bioengineering to discover more small molecule medicine from the nature. So I think all of you know that infectious diseases are killing more people nowadays, and millions of people died from them. And this is not a science news or news for scientists only. It is a everyday. It's related to everyday life, as it is reported in those newspapers. And however, we are kind of running out of weapons. And from 2017, only 12 antibiotics are introduced into the market. And maybe some of you will think that it is a very huge number, like 3 antibiotics per year. But unfortunately, normally after 3 years, the antibiotics will encounter resistance and eventually become ineffective. So we are trying to apply 2 approaches to discover more antibiotics from nature. So the first one is genomics. So as all of we know that antibiotics comes from microorganisms, and the recipe of making them is in their DNA. So however, at this moment, around only 1% of DNA are known to scientists, and over 99% of them are unknown. So it means that around a large amount of potential antibiotics are unknown to us. So our team is trying to develop a genomics platform to sequence different DNA in the nature and try to find those recipes, and hopefully we can find some potentially useful compounds for the antibiotics development. So at this stage, we have identified different bioactive metabolites from fungi, and but this is just the starting point, and in the future we'll try to find more in the nature. So the second approach is to perform engineering. So after we find the recipes for the antibiotics, we can try to mix and match, same as cooking. So if in a cooking, we mix different ingredients to make our food. It is same in the bioengineering. We can actually mix the different genes and to generate more different new antibiotics. So another direction we are working on is to develop a bioengineering platform with synthetic biology to further diversify the known antibiotics. So at this stage, we have already generated a new anti-cancer antibiotics with bioengineering, and we are filing a patent for it. So hopefully in the future we can explain more. And so maybe you would say that we have a lot of different therapies, and so actually we are better because we have a lower R&D cost, and we also have a more effective against the resistance. So we have a very diverse team in terms of nationalities and specialties. We have chemists from the mainland, we have bioengineers from India, and professors from Japan. And so we all have extensive experience in bioengineering and genomics, so we are very much confident in developing our products. So in the past few years, we have tried to work on the proof of concept studies, and in the future, we are trying to, like in the future 4 years, we'll establish the genomics platform and the bioengineering platform. And so hopefully, after 4 years, we will have the chance to develop more antibiotics for the public.
Thank
So
you.
that's the end of my presentation.
Thank you, ZK. Thank you. We'll check whether there are some questions or comments from the panelists. Dr. Wang, please.
Yeah, wonderful talk. May I know what's the genomic platform you are referred to?
Okay, so the genomics platform I refer to is it consists of different steps. The first step will be we sequence the genome of different microorganisms. And the second step is to perform bioinformatics analysis to try to find all the biosynthetic genes responsible for different antibiotics.
Okay, it's a wonderful scientific project, but may I know whether you are developing drugs or not? Because if you want to do some drug discovery, I think 400,000 is far from enough. So what's your target? Drug discovery or something else?
So we are actually working on drug lead discovery. So our company can, or our platform can develop different drug leads, and after after doing some kind of testing, then we can try to modify the drug leads, and eventually we can produce the final drug candidates.
Okay, thank you. But in my opinion, it's still about drug discovery. But anyway, thank you.
I
Mr.
have
Yeung,
one
please.
question. You share a lot about your plan, but you share very little about on what you have done. So how can an investor trust you?
So actually, in the past few years, because we are focusing on some proof of concept studies, so the biggest achievement I would say is that we discovered a new antibiotics in 2022, but because we are trying to file a patent for it, so unfortunately I cannot talk about it too much at this stage, but probably in the future, maybe next year or a few months later, after we finish the process, then I can try to explain more about our product to you.
Thank you, GK. Thank you. Let's move to the next team, which is Jadbody Hong Kong Limited. Their research interest is related to the single-domain antibody development platform with a unique production system. Let's welcome Marco Birosimu.
Thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to introduce Jotbody to your attention. We offer service for the discovery, production, and functionalization of camelid and shark-derived single-domain antibody. So what's a single-domain antibody? I guess all of you know about the potential in therapy, in diagnosis, and life science tools of conventional antibody. So a single-domain antibody has the same application of conventional antibody, but is 10 times smaller. So benefit from this small size has improved biological activity, such as better penetration through the tissue, can cross the blood-brain barrier, high resistance and a wide range of pH and temperature, and can target even really small epitope. So the market of single-domain antibody today is growing fast. It's around $200 million of USA dollar. It's projected to reach $9 billion by 2030. And the end user are pharmaceutical company and biotechnology lab in general. So of course there are competitors out there. And the major limitation of the market of single-domain antibody is the high cost production. Because you have to understand that single-domain antibody can be produced only through immunization of a big animal like camel, llama, alpaca, and big shark. So one cost of single-domain antibody from scratch is going to cost no less than $30K USA dollar. So what we do is we develop a smart pipeline and innovative platform to significantly break down the cost production and make the single-domain affordable to the entire scientific community. So we are a spin-off of CTU. We have more than 15 years of experience in antibody discovery and general and biopharmaceutical product development. And we'd like to highlight that 80% of our staff hold a PhD in biomedical science related field. And now we have 10 staff in total. This is one of our selling points. We are the first one who demonstrated that actually a local small shark can be used to discover single-domain antibody. So we are talking about a shark that is less than 1 meter long. Our competitor use nurse shark, can be also 3 meters big. So you can understand that it's quite difficult to work with a big animal. In our case, we can cut the cost production up to 70%. And here you can have an example of the cost for the end user, our competitor and our costing. We produce single-domain antibody, of course, also through llama, alpaca, and camel immunization. We build a bond of trust with several farms down in Australia, where there is one of the largest population of alpacas and probably the best livestock that you can find. Because we really believe that if you want to develop a high-quality antibody, you have to start with an excellent livestock. So if you compare our camelid product with that of our competitor, there is a costing of 50%. Today, we have 2 operating sites. One is in Hong Kong and the other one in Shenzhen. We are part of the HKBIO program, and we are in the market since 2020. And our revenue is giving us a lot of satisfaction because year by year is significantly growing. If you visit our website, jotbody.net, we have today more than 100 single domain antibody for basic research. So we are talking about ELISA, Western blot, university application. But also we have a custom project for pharmaceutical company, big pharmaceutical company in China, Hong Kong, and also overseas. I would like to thank our business partnership to trust in us and help us to develop our R&D, and of course our customers such as Shanghai Pharma, InnoRNA, City University, and HKU to trust in our product. In future, we want to develop the first line of high-quality conjugated single-domain antibody, drug conjugated, but also single-domain antibody for image purpose, which is a kind of product that today lack on the market. And also we want,
Michael.
Okay. Thank you. This is just the last slide.
Thank you. Yeah, right time. Okay, we'll see whether some questions from the panelists or the comments.
I'm interested, how come you can develop such a big line of products with over 100?
Yeah.
So how did you manage with your startup fund?
Okay, we don't go only through animal immunization, but we have also a knife library. It's much faster and of course much cheaper. So if we go via animal immunization, one project is not going to take less than 5 months. If you use a knife library, we are talking about 2 months.
Other questions? We also welcome the questions or the comments from the audience as well. Is there any? Okay, thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. We move to the next team, which is Novel Biotechnology. The presenter will be Mr. Zhou, and he is going to introduce how to apply in the genomics analysis to the pet care. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim. Our project is by Novel Biotechnology. We are focused on genomic and data mining of pets. We think the best solution is pet gene testing and analysis for every pet. We can attend this information, bioinformatics and traceability, personality and shape, health conditions, disease diagnosis. We are a team specialized in genomics and data mining services. Technology introduction, genomic resequencing, SNAP, Intel, CMV. These some software copyright. This is an example of population evolution. Research individuals in different populations, such as an ape, human, a monkey, act. The left is population historical dynamic analysis, panda and monkey. The right is gene infiltration and communication analysis. It's about the Tibet chicken and business chicken. I think I want to present the market potential. It's about the pack keeping rate. It's 67% in USA, 62% in Australia. There's 17% in China mainland in 2019. And the right is the pet expansion of household consumption between USA and China. The market value in 2020, the number of cats and dogs keeping in mainland China is more than 100 million. So it's a huge market. So we want to exploring the application of bioinformatics in the field of pets. And we think investing capital and resource to the field of pet gene is very valuable, because the human gene competition is in the Red Sea. So we think the pet gene for animals is in the Blue Sea. So we want to involve our energy and our resource to this field. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We see whether any comments or questions from the panelists.
I just want to know, like, what you say you guys are exploring the potential application. What's the most likely immediate service or product that you're going to offer to those like pet owner? I just wonder. Because, you know, the speaker just gone, Danny, they can easily do this, you know, you can't do any like patterns on the genomics. So what's the point?
We're developing for building up the database of dog gene and cat gene, and developing the algorithm in the gene report for dogs and pets. We're developing this field. Database and algorithm is the main focus field. And database of dog and cats is our main venue. Is the best venue about this project.
I can tell you that there will be a lot of people doing that. So what is your uniqueness?
I think there's no many people in this field because I think in the mainland China there's no less complete focus on this field. In mainland China, even in USA, there is only several complete in this field. I think it's not many people, not many complete in this field, because many companies they are focused on human gene testing analysis, but there are not many companies focused on this field. So I want to focus on this field. It's some of our opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can have more discussion after the talk as well. Okay, our next presenter from the OAO Limited will introduce their new designed 3D system for the study of anatomy. Welcome, Mr. Samuel Chen.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samuel, and I'm the co-founder of OAO. So I'm glad you're here to introduce the product that we are building, which is a 3D anatomy platform. So, it's PDF, okay. So actually, there are multiple existing problems for medical students currently. First is the low accessibility of specimen, where those specimens are physically stored in dissection lab and they cannot access it easily. And it is also very confusing for them to learn those specimens actually, learn medical knowledge actually, because they are using 2D image, they cannot get a 3D sense of it. And third, those specimens are really hard to preserve. For example, like the nerve system of our head, it's really hard to preserve, really hard to find replacement once it's break. So with these problems, we set our mission to build a platform that's with high efficiency for medical students to learn, to help preserve those valuable specimens, and also increase the accessibility of those specimens. So that's why we built a platform called Jimmy. Actually, I'm going to show a demo to you. So on this iPad, it's a 3D scanned picture. We use our camera to scan. So we are building an interactive platform. Maybe I'll leave it here for you to play. You can play with it. Okay. So we are building an interactive platform on the web, including some 3D scanning technology. That's the picture actually is 3D scanned using just an iPhone. So on top of that, we also added like 3D notebook where user can annotate on those specimen, and also real-time collaboration features where actually lecturer can share the notes real-time for the students to learn. And also, we are building a function called Jimmy Library, where we are collaborating with institutes. Actually, we are collaborating with CHK Faculty of Medicine right now to build a library to make institutes share those specimens to other institutes that may not have this valuable specimen because of limited resources or simply because of religious problems. So for the technology part, we are building based on two main technology. First is the 3D search engine, where user can simply use natural language to search those 3D scanned specimens. But also, we are also using model generation and rendering technology, like nerve technology, where we 3D scan those specimens and let user to view it on the website. For the competitor analysis, there are existing products in the market, but none of them are giving real 3D scanned specimen. What they are giving is hiring artists to design a model that's a fake, but which is different from us, where we are giving real 3D scanned models to users. And for the business model, we are subscription-based, where it takes $49 USD annually for each user. We are looking to sell this product to medical institute, where it's a B2B market. And also, just I mentioned the GME library, the institute can actually share those scanned models to other institutes to gain a licensing fee. For the market size, we are looking for the total addressable market at around 656 million USD. And locally, we are looking for 260K USD. For the timeline, we are actually beta testing period now, and we are looking to finish the beta testing in Q1 and release the platform for a wider range of users in Q2 to Q4. We are also looking to expand this platform to STEM education, like secondary school. These are some awards, and we also have several mentors from CHK and also from Tech 300 partnership mentor. And this is our team. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. Any questions from?
Actually, I just Googled. So there is a virtual anatomy museum by the, USMNY, I think it's Malaysia. And also there is a human anatomy virtual museum by Cambridge. So that is just, very easy Googling. If people can get something like that online for free, why should they come to you for the subscription?
Yeah, actually, it's also proof of how valuable our product is, because we are using this technology, 3D scanning technology, to make it more accessible for everyone to use. So in previous, actually, those library research, they are using very expensive equipment, like laser scanners to scan. And it took, I did it before, it took a whole month to process one model. A whole month. But using our technology, it takes the time back, much less time. It's actually generate that model is only 15 minutes in generation.
But all those very expensively produced specimens are there for everybody to use. Why should you reinvent the wheels? Is the same pig heart or human heart?
Actually, it's large institutes to make it more easy. Because, for example, like lecturers are creating new specimen, like they have some annotation or they gain some new specimen. It's make the process much easier to let user to actually, for example, like students to access it. And also, we are not only 3D scanning those specimens. We are also creating a platform for them to annotate on it and save it for their own use. So it is more than just 3D scanning.
Thank you. May I know you have your own IP for your products?
Yeah, actually, we are firing several IP in terms of the 3D scanning technology. We are looking to expand the 3D scanning technology beyond just medical usage or educational usage.
Okay, thank you. Which region the IP belongs to?
Sorry?
Which region? Which area?
Hong Kong currently.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Samuel. Thank you. Let's move to the next presentation from the Singular Technology Limited. They have been working on the application of the mixed reality in medicine, surgical navigation, and the remote in collaboration. Mr. Luis, please.
Hi, I'm Luis from Singular. So I came from orthopedic research background, and I work with a few game engineers to try to bring mixed reality to surgery. So what we're aiming is to do gamification of surgery. Gamification doesn't mean we are not being serious or just having fun. We want to bring game design and game performance to surgical assistant. So we are trying to improve the expert productivity by enhancing their visualization and also to extend their reach. That means they can achieve more online by telemedicine. And there are three things we are focused on. First, we want to use mixed reality to guide surgery imagine we use medical image of the patient and we turn them into a high realism hologram and act as a digital twins inside the operation theater. And the doctor can use this kind of good visualization to help the surgery to perform much safer and faster. Second, we want to use video conference technology to share what the surgeon is seeing from the surgical room, and people from remote location can watch the surgery and also interact with the surgeon to achieve collaboration and education purposes. And third is we want to build highly realistic simulation tools for medical training. So our technology involves more than mixed reality. We will use AI and machine learning to help the doctor to complete the modeling process by themselves without any involvement of engineer. It used to be a big pain point in our industry that we spend time and money on handling the medical images. Our pipeline can automatically turn those raw data into highly realistic hologram. And we also apply different gaming technique to make the bone look highly realistic. And here is the example while the doctor is trying our prototype in a real surgery. You can see the video from the left. He overlaid our model on top of the patient, and then he can do some precise skin marking so that he knows exactly where to cut open the soft tissue and expose the tumor. So this is used to be a difficult task. They have to go back and forth to the computer and then remember in their head and go back to the patient and perform. So now we can overlay them directly. So what are the benefits? Again, we are able to reduce the surgical time by, on average, 15%. And by reducing the surgical time, there's less blood loss, less anesthetic use, and shorter hospital stay. And also, we allow remote collaboration and broadcasting of the surgery to the student and achieve education purpose. So there are a few VC-backed competitors around the world, and what they're doing, their product is more, I would say, more complete, but I think we are superior in the sense of visualization and also the interactiveness of our product. And we are using a subscription-based business model. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Any questions from the panelists?
Do you know about the University of Virginia's system? They also have MR-guided surgery.
Sorry, I didn't catch the name of the university.
So you only talk about, the commercial competitors, but universities, they have all established, medical schools, and this concept is not new. Do you know about the...
Yes. So normal navigation system rely on a tracker. A tracker means you have to physically drill on certain part of your body and anchor the marker. And that marker is, that system is expensive, around $1 million US. And now we can achieve the same result with just a headset, which is, manifold less investment.
If you're talking about human beings, it's not about the investment. It is about how useful and applicable and safe that procedure will be.
That's why I just said I can match the performance of a navigation system while cost much less. There's no compensation on quality.
I will ask you to go and check about University of Virginia's system first.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Louis. I think Synergy also, Singular also brought their device outside the booth. As everyone's interested in, they can just have a check there also. Thank you. The next presenter is from the Good Solution. They are going to present their developed personalized probiotics. Please, Mr. Wayne Chen.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wayne, co-founder and CEO of Gut Solution. Today, I'm very excited to be here to share our next generation gut health coach experience. Yeah, the first one, the word gut and solution is actually combined as our name, Gut Solution, because we believe that gut is the overall solution of health. That's why our logo, Q logo, the wow, is actually symbolize the tiny microbiome. It's actually the impact a lot to even a huge wow. So let's meet my friend Veronica. It seems like she is living a very good life, but actually she has a lot of underlying health problems. And all our health actually gut health related. And actually Veronica is not alone. And many people in the world actually has this problem, and even female get more. That's why I think Gut Solutions come here, and our mission is actually want to build next generation superhuman based on unleashing the superpower of gut microbiome. And we see one day we will not talk about gut issues like we didn't do it for the cholera. Key message two, actually why it doesn't happen for the existing solutions? Because actually each individual in the world actually have unique microbiome and it's ever changing, and the existing solution is actually not very effective because of not personalized. You can see there are three main unmet needs. Unmet need one actually is non-personalized. Trial and error for everyone actually spend a lot of time to waste a lot of money and time. Secondly, the non-measurable problem, customer cannot check their progress. That's why they cannot build a habit to transfer their life. Third one, actually formulation, Actually, the probiotic have the problem is their effect will decline after time. Actually, your gut is just like your muscles. You need much more a gut health coach and more than a doctor. Personalized habit transformation is the key. You want a coach, not a doctor. Our solution comes here. The first one, actually, there are 3 steps. The first one is at-home gut test. Second one is your gut health coach apps. And the third one is the personalized probiotic. You can do it in your home within a few minutes. And after that, our NGS and next generation sequencing will make you have the recommendation, and later on, your probiotic will ship to your home. And free retest, free reformulation, and free consultation will give you every quarter such that you can check your progress and ensure progress. Competitive advantage next generation sequencing with base 2 sampling and science-based recognition, and also the virtual personalized experience. Our business model, very simple. It's gut test. If you want gut test, just know your gut is okay. And also, you want our ultimate experience, get your subscription. Our front team is with direct background in data science, and digital marketing, and product development. And as a gut illness survivor of me, I personally discovered it for like 10 years. And I really deeply believe that significant gut health is very important, and I don't want other people to suffer like I did. Finally, we have just a year of starting this project. We have a lot of partnership reward, and really thank you for many people to support us in this journey, especially CTU TED 300. This is our prototype, yeah.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you. Any questions from our panelists?
Hello. Do you know Magic Center led by Professor Francis Chan, the Dean of the CUHK faculty? What's your comment? Do you think it's your competitor or partner in the future?
Yeah, actually, I talk with them a lot. Actually, I also attended their talks yesterday with Professor Ng. I think many people go into this channel, this industry means there are lots of potential. I don't need to be Apple, maybe become Apple. I can be Xiaomi or Oppo. It's also okay. I think that is the key. I just want to make something we are different. We get a coach experience. I believe that the transformation of health is on the gut coach experience, habit transformation. They are doing more like diagnostic or doing more therapy. That's why we are not in the exactly same segment. My primary segment is like the one, if you are urgent problem, don't go for me. The one go to have cancer, don't go for me. I just do the middle part that they want health, better life, but want long interaction that you need a coach.
Thank you. Is there any existing products you already have to sell right now?
Actually, I don't have time. Yeah, this is our personal probiotic, the prototype, so that you can just keep it in your pocket and just take it out after your lunch. Because I need probiotic every day. That's why I found that every time you got a bottle, it's very troublesome. But you like this, you take it and get it, 20 minutes, you will be better. And then we also have apps. You can click it, you can have your tracking of every time, one quarter, one health report. And also you have a different kind of score so that you know your immunity, information, all the different kind of things in your own app so that you can really become your personalized gut coach.
Thank you. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Our next speaker is from the Nano Heart Medical Technology, and Mr. Zheng Yijun going to introduce their Nano Heart Patch and how it could help the potential heart failure patients. Please, Mr. Zheng.
Hello everyone, I'm Zheng Yijun, the CEO of Nano Heart. So our project title is called Multifunctional Epicardial Patch, which can improve the cardiac function. But it's just a story about a patch for the heart failure. So we are bringing hope to recovering the heart failure patients, which is no some product in the market now. So heart failure, which is caused by the myocardial infarction, and can be induced by the hereditary or bad habits. Once a patient is caused by the heart failure, it's ultra difficult to recover back to health. So that's what we want to solve this problem. And for the pinpoint of this market, currently is ultra high mortality rate, and there's no healing product, so we are designing a healing product now. And secondly, it's more dangerous as an aging, so especially heart failure is more common, more usually in the elder people. So we want a product going to be elderly friendly. And thirdly, we want to save the doctor's time by making our product with a smart monitoring function. So in summary, we want something can be covered to support and can be delivery medicine and can conduct the monitoring function. And it can be like a mode of the patch. So this is our invention. So it has 3 layers. One layer for adhesive to the heart and the muscle of the heart. And the middle is about a hydrogel, is including the bacteria to delivery and distributing the medicine. And this is the flexible electronics to conduct the monitoring. It will be about monitoring the antibody level. So as we predict, the market could be like 900 million in China's market. And the most significant advantage of us is that we can truly recovering the injured heart part of the heart failure patients. And the other, besides our advantage, that we can doing the precise medical delivery and we can monitoring 24/7, and we can even doing the wireless charge and the collecting the data. It can be ideal for patients. And our the uniqueness is because we have the 5 core engineering combined together. So we need the mechanical, biological, electronic, and the service. That's why we are confident that we are doing the remarkable recovery. And comparing with the other similar products, we have the most multiple functional compared to other universities. This is our business model. We are most focused on the B2B market in China first. And later we're considering to come to B2C if possible. And for real assessment, we are we are more competitive in the price and availability, and with the surgery compared to other solutions to the heart failure. And this is the milestone we have made. We received the C-Fund and the HKSTP ideation program, and it's about 200,000 Hong Kong dollars. And we also enter some different training program, and we have some media coverage and the exhibition awards. This is our team. This is our last page. So our team is including of the 2 PhD candidates and 3 postdoctors. And we have partner companies called the CLCHU, it's a research company in the HKSTP. We have the patent from them and the researchers from them. So that's what we very confident to continuously study in this. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll check whether any questions from the panelists.
I just wonder from your estimation, how far your product will become actual application?
You mean the this way?
I mean, like, really gonna do it, really gonna use it in operation?
We're still under the animal test in the mouse.
So that's why I'm saying how far, like what you expect the timeline?
Yeah, we have no into a clinical trial. We need a lot of money to into it.
You talk about animal testing. What is the animal that you are testing, this particular patch that you've made? Chicken?
Pig.
Pig. Okay, yeah, good.
Thank you. We see any other questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Zhang.
Thank you very much.
Now we are going to have our next speaker, which is from the ZenseTech. Zense Technology has developed their own smart food label to check the food freshness, which is quite interesting. Let's welcome the director, Mr. Cho.
Hello, everyone. I'm Giselle from ZenseTech. Yeah, the previous method to identify the freshness of food, we rely at the expiry date, temperature record, and traditional laboratory testing. But this method is not a direct method to identify the freshness. It will have 2 consequences. First of all, the food industry will spread some spoiled food to the market, so it will bring a financial and reputation cost to the food industry. And other one, the overestimate the food spoilage will also cause the dramatic food waste, around 1.3 billion tons of food every year. So let me introduce what is biogenic amine. Biogenic amines will be generated during the food spoilage, and it also have an acute allergic reaction, and the concentration of the biogenic amine is also reflect how much pathogenic bacteria inside the food. So biogenic amine is also a biomarker for identifying the freshness of food. And this is our smart food label. Our label testing paper, our research group developed a specific sensing molecule, which is a green color, and it can only react with the biogenic amine in the previous food, in the prepackaged food. So we have also designed this multi-layer design. Can you see that we will have the backsheet with a hole and the color scale, so that the biogenic amine can diffuse to our testing paper while this hole, and the upper layer of the upper layer is a non-permeable membrane, so the environmental biogenic amine gas could not react with our testing paper. So the result is telling me that the green color testing paper tell me that the fruit is fresh because the biogenic amine concentration is low, and after the food is stored in appropriate way, so that the food spoil, the color of the smart food label will turn to orange color. from green. And the label has 6 advantages. First of all, reliable and rapid, so it can do the real-time detection. After that, the label is safe. We do some toxicity testing, so it is non-toxic. And also the cost of the food label is quite low, so the price of that label is quite cheap. And also the bioengineered amine sensing technology is IP protected in China and US. So, and we also compare our product to another similar startup company. And because they are using another technology to detect the freshness of food, they are using the acid-base determination. However, this technology can be affected by a loss of chemical gas in environmental. So, but our bioengineered amine sensing technology is specific to detect with the bioengineered amine. So, in the specificity and the accuracy, we will have the highest value in this company. We also understand that people food industry want to have enhance the food safety and quality. So we trust that our smart food label can have some value to them. We will launch the label in 3 different ways: business, retail, and the license. We will sell some solution to large business, and also we estimate that 9.91 million tons of food chilled meat will be exported in GBA.
Thank you, Ms. Zhou. We can leave more time for the questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any questions from the panelists?
Have you got any prototypes? Have you used them in field tests that you buy some fresh meat from the supermarket and stick it on for 4-5 days and see whether it changes with color?
Can you repeat your question?
Have you got any prototypes?
Yeah, actually, I have one of the prototype in this. It's very easy to use. The food industry only punch a hole in the wrap and stick this smart food label on the wrap immediately, so that that label can use it.
So, have you done any field tests? Say, buys a packet of chicken breast from the supermarket, stick your label there,
Yeah,
and
of
watch
course.
it change in the labeling over time.
Actually, we have a YouTube channel, and you can see the color changing in the prepackaged food which purchased in some supermarket. The color change is real. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Zhou.
you.
Thank you. Now we are going to have our 10th team, which is Curable. Curable has developed an AI-based Chinese medicine platform with diagnostic tool. Welcome, Ms. Cherry Wu from Curable.
So thank you, Angela, and afternoon, everyone. I'm Cherry from Curable, and we are one-stop AI Chinese medicine diagnosis tool and telehealth platform. So before getting in it, I would like to share, based on some marketing research, the interest and the acceptance of traditional Chinese medicines has continued to grow in the world over the years. And actually, based on last year's, the retail sales of value of PCM, the Chinese medicine, actually is like around 4.3 billion in Hong Kong, and expected for 2027 we expand to reach to 300 billion. So in the world of PCM, we believe that every patient is fundamentally different, and so we can examine the patients in more a smarter way. So that's why we create Curable. And with just a simple step and very easy questions and advice on hand, everyone can get a personalized diagnosis anytime and anywhere. And I would like to say we are not only a diagnosis tool, but with additional value added, we may, according to the user health, analyze results to suggest some PCM options. So we aim to be your day-to-day healthcare intelligence assistance. So with those functions you can see on the screen, and the inspirations of create a Curable is to provide an alternative and options for everyone to take care of their health, and to make Chinese medicine Chinese healthcare easily and accessible as a sustainable long-term solution for everyone. So in our database and learning machines, we can diagnose around 30 diseases, which is more than the telehealth diagnosis tool in market right now. And it's including 80 syndromes. And it should be covered 200 kinds of Chinese medicine, which is like the user can directly to buy to get it in our platform and to send to their home door-to-door service. And that is our diagnosis conversations demo. And users simply can reply to some robotic questions like 5 to 8. We would like to try to keep it shorter because it's easier for that, even if the patients are sick, to get a fast and precise diagnosis. And in progress, we may collect the user diagnosis record. And actually, they are also the consumer behavior for that Chinese medicine. So it is also the big access and the contribution for our Chinese medicine industry. So you can ask, is this everyone will use it? Yes. Even your patients, you're sick, you are seeking for the advisory, or even your people just to tend to have the health lifestyle. So, and our business model is not only the individual customer, but also for the business commercial, because we will cooperate with the pharmacy, with the individual practitioners, different ways. And actually, for the Curable 2.0, we would like to bring the online to offline treatment as well. So for the revenue model, it is the mixed transaction base, not only the commissions, the listings, and also the product listing or sales commissions. And this is the investor most interesting questions for that one. So last but not least, we Curable aim to escort your health to an all-round weight, and we believe that is the new diligence and transformations of Chinese medicine industry. Thank you.
Any questions from our panelists?
May I ask how many diseases are there in your database currently?
Sorry?
How many diseases are there in your database currently? How many types of disease?
How many types of disease? Basically, it's 30 diseases, but based on our Chinese medicine doctor in our team and analyze all the things, is actually 30 diseases, but including like each disease has 5 to 8 syndromes. So total is 80 disease symptoms altogether. So yeah, and as I mentioned, if we compare that as 1 to 2 diagnosis tools in Hong Kong doing Chinese medicine as well, but they are doing 5 to 10 only. And it's just a simple way to do it. So we aim to, it's a long way to go, but we aim to be more detailed, and even we believe and we want this system to let every clinic even can use it.
Yeah. Okay, second one is commonly, how many questions do I need to answer in your system to have the diagnosis?
Basically, they will ask like 5 to 8 questions. Just depends the syndrome or asking the patients. But actually, we say we will record the patients like what they physical and conditional. So even the first time maybe 5 to 8, and the second time maybe 3 questions is okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's the end of the first section of today's pitching, and we are going to take a break. I will have you all back. The next section will start at 4:30. Okay? Okay, see you then. Mr. Lim from the Greater Bay Biotechnology has been developed the cryomagnetos for the cell and drug delivery. Okay?
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for your time. Our company is Greater Bay Biotechnology, and we're in the business of transdermal drug and cell delivery. We are the first microneedles company in the world capable of delivering living cells and biologics. Now, due to limited time, I'm going to quickly flip through the slides. Our goals, 3 goals. We build our brand on transdermal drug delivery in terms of innovation. We will list in Hong Kong in 5 to 7 years, and then we'll contribute to the community's health. Next few years, our work is going to be focused on Chapter 18A. So in terms of our technology, what we do, the applications of microneedles is very wide, but where we are focused on right now is really on insulin delivery in terms of diabetes treatment. The other verticals that we're focused on is on dermatology, aesthetic, and beauty. So in the past year, I've just returned to Hong Kong about 2 weeks ago. I've spent most of the time in the mainland developing our business, connecting with industries, finding manufacturing partners, for example. I was just speaking with Jimmy, who knows our business, that we have set up a subsidiary in Guangzhou under Tsinghua Research Institute incubation. We have formed partnerships with Guangzhou General Pharmaceutical in terms of animal experiment. We have partnered with Hyzen Pharmaceutical in terms of them supplying us with pharmaceutical ingredients as well, etc. So our aim is by 2026, we will get IND to commence clinical phase 1, at least. So we are a young company, but we have already received close to 3 million Hong Kong dollars in terms of funding from CityU, from the government's tissue, and from Science Park. We are in the process of applying for HKBIO. We have received seed fund, angel fund, and tissue. So in terms of drug delivery, I suppose no one particularly like needles injection because it's painful and but if we compare to traditional hypodermic needle, which is 40 millimeter long, our microneedle typically is only less than 2 millimeter. So some people may ask, hey, what's so special about your microneedle? What we do is second and third generation microneedle. I can share some of our prototype. This is a second generation polymer-based microneedle, which can be used for beauty, which we plan to sell in Hong Kong in April next year. Which is going to help us create some revenue, cash flow. But what second generation microneedle is unable to do is it can only capable of delivering small molecule drug and also some beauty ingredients such as hyaluronic acid. So our innovation is CityU's world's first crown microneedle capable of delivering living therapeutic cells, mRNA, and also biological drugs as well. Now, I'll quickly introduce our application in insulin because China has the world's most number of diabetics with over 140 million diabetics in China, including over 700,000 in Hong Kong. Now, diabetics needs to get insulin regularly as well. And so their regular injection is going to cause a lot of comorbidities, such as lipohypertrophy, subcutaneous induration, and cause a lot of medical waste, etc. So it's a painful process in order to contain blood sugar level. What we are planning to do and already carrying out experiment to do is to use our crown microneedle platform together with insulin to deliver insulin in a painless, minimally invasive manner. Apart from diabetes treatment, it also has very wide applications in cell delivery, and we have carried out experiment in terms of different types of cells, whether it's skin cells, stem cells, cancer cells, etc. So this is my sharing, and I would welcome questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Next time control. Any questions from the panelists?
Sorry, I have a silly question. May I ask the risk of the bacteria's infection if we can do it by ourselves at home in future?
Yes, that's our intention for diabetes treatment. That's our intention because apart from the crown microneedle, we have also developed or are developing cold storage, low temperature devices that can be used at home. This is a freezer that we already have a prototype in our lab that can be stored in a car. And then we're going to create more accessories to use together with the crown microneedle. So this spans different specialties from electronic engineering to pharmaceutical engineering.
My question is about the risk of the bacterial infection after we use this kind of macro.
All right. The risk of bacterial infection, well, for example, the microneedle patch, this is cosmetic grade, but as you can see, it is produced to our highest in GMP standard, basically. It is manufactured in GMP standard, and so if it meets that standard, there's no need to worry about the bacterial infection.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
Colin. Okay, let's move to the next speaker, which is My Coach Health Limited. My Coach Health Limited is going to introduce their novel AI technology-based crowd care and system. Welcome, Eden Lo.
Hi, I only have 4 minutes, so instead of giving a rundown of a boring company introduction, I will just talk about the insight of what we learned from doing chronic care management, which is contributes to the lion's share of the global healthcare cost. So chronic disease management, I think the biggest pain point is how to keep the patients engaged, how to retain them. So traditionally in traditional telehealth, the patient sort of initiate finding a doctor, they see a doctor over some video chat, they will receive the medicine in the mail. But for chronic disease, it's a long-term care. You need to keep collecting data, you need to sort of ask them to do a lot of actions, such as taking medicine. You need, for each action or each data that they log, you got to give them feedback. Which is as a reward for building the habit. This is the key of driving long-term engagement and not to lose them in several weeks. To do this, you really require build up a complete full stack platform. First, you do need some apps, mobile apps, for the patients and also for the doctors, for them to interact with each other. For the patient apps, hopefully we will have some AI features to do remote diagnosis and to give them, again, more engaged with possibly sort of generated feedback. In the middle, you generate a lot of data from to track the patient's behavior. And then from there, we are able to drive more sort of data applications. Want to sort of also talk about how technology is used among the different parties, because this is a lot of work. Quality care management is 24/7. It's impossible for the doctor to handle this alone all by themselves. So therefore, the doctor should only focus on the urgent situation that deserve their attentions. And we have the human sort of doctor assistants who is a first line of support to the patient and only escalates the situation that deserve doctor's attention. Thirdly, we have an AI digital virtual agent to do all the regular sort of high frequency feedback to the patient, and at the same time they will also provide data support for the human doctor assistants and the doctors themselves. And I mentioned a lot about the data. Indeed, after you collect so much data, there's a lot of AI applications, such as drug dose recommendation. We also have such a disease risk sort of algorithm that we license from CTU. And the key thing is to keep collecting data as a data feed, and which is used to generate timely feedback for the patient. Sorry. Okay, it's not clear. But what this I also mentioned is the key success, sort of the key attributes of a contact care partners like My Coach Health you can provide. First, you need to have a specialty doctor endorsement. You have to do a chronic care on the disease by disease basis, and which is the product itself. The technology got to be good, medical grade. You can get medical license, medical sort of device license. It can generate word of mouth among doctors, and it can be used to customize, do customization for larger medical providers. And if you want to learn more about chronic care management, and I'm happy to chat more after the meeting. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions?
What's your business model?
So far, we are pursuing a business model going through the doctors and also the provider. It's kind of B2B2C. So the doctors help to sell their online services to their own patients. So particularly in China, which is where our main base, the doctors they have their own WeChat group to their own patient base, and they're willing to earn more money to sell telehealth services and other additional sort of value-added service through our platform, and we charge for some commission fees.
Okay, thank you, Yi Jun. Yeah. I was told Anitech is ready for the next presentation. Yeah, okay, let's welcome Ms. Vivian Chiu.
Good evening, panel judges and members. So, do you know how many lives has been lost due to COVID-19? 6.5 million people. How much longer do we all have to deal with this? What if we can shorten the drug development cycle? I'm sure we can suffer less and save more lives. Every year, pharmaceutical companies invest billions of dollars into the drug development industry. It is estimated that over the next 3 years, the preclinical CRO market will have an 8% growth, valuing at over $48.6 billion US. Particularly, the APAC region will contribute to 15% of the total market share, valuing at over $7.6 billion US. So the current problem of drug development is that there is a long development cycle, and it is extremely economically inefficient. Typically, it will take around 3 to 5 years to screen over 250 candidates from over 10,000 initial compounds. Then it will take another 5 to 7 years before we can get to one potential drug. So at Anitech Limited, we aim to revolutionize the drug development industry by harnessing the power of AI for the analysis of EEG to predict and evaluate the efficacy, toxicity, and side effects of drugs. Our platform can be catered for different drug development of different diseases such as epilepsy, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. Our platform provides highly accurate results using big data. It has been awarded the gold medal at the Invention Geneva Evaluation Day 2020. We've also been awarded the US patent. Our AI model is able to predict epileptic episodes in human data, which is an indicator of detrimental side effects on the brain with 82.6% accuracy. This is a 6% improvement as compared to similar models developed by Oxford University. Our EEG data has been well established and been published in reputable journals around the world. And in summary, our advantages of using our AI platform includes accurate results with no ambiguity, and we also can predict the efficacy, toxicity, and safety of the drug while also predicting the translational capability of the potential drug. And ultimately, we reduce the screening time and screening costs by half as compared to traditional methods. So our company operates on 2 different business models, the B2B and the B2C model, with different target customers. Our B2C clients include the pharmaceutical companies, and they will be primarily interested in our AI model, while the B2B clients include pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and agricultural companies. Our B2C clients, we offer the software packages and cloud services so that they can access our database and platform, and with a simple yearly or monthly subscription fee. While our B2B clients, we offer comprehensive, customizable preclinical and animal testing that are comparable to our competitors in the industry. These include animal testing, animal models, route of administration, behavioral tests, electrophysiology, immunohistochemistry, and molecular biology. Our team consists of a range of people with strong R&D and management background. We have 2 expert neuroscientists and 3 technical advisors in the field of network, electrophysiology, and AI modeling. Our CEO also has many years of experience working in International Financial Institute. Our funding primarily comes from the HK Tech 300 program and the Innovation and Technology Commission. We have also been awarded the US patent and also the gold medal at the Invention Geneva Evaluation Day 2020. Thank you for your time, and I now welcome the floor for any questions.
Do you see any comments or the questions from the panelists?
Any questions?
Yeah, wonderful talk, and I think you need more than $10 million for your current plan. So what's your first step? I think you need more than 10. 10, I think it's not enough. more than $20 million for the current plan. So what's your first step?
For our first step, we have already established our AI platform. So that's been well established. And we also have connections and collaborations with well-established laboratories that can conduct the animal-related testing, such as the the VDH. We also have a collaboration with them. So then for some of the animal testing related, veterinary related testing, we will outsource it at the initial stage. But obviously, as you have mentioned, that this would take a lot of capital investment. So we are actively looking for venture capitalists to invest in our company. And we've also been actively looking for clients as well. So like we actually have a couple of clients lined up for the upcoming year. And we just need to determine the actual business nature with them in terms of like long-term, short-term, and how long they want to observe their drug for, because that also fluctuates the overall business relations with them. So yes, we do realize that this is a very capital-intensive venture for our company.
Yes, thank you for your response. Thank you. Yeah, then we're going to move to the next team, which is Abel. Abel is going to introduce their solution to defeat GI cancers with immunotherapeutics based on the unique marker. Welcome, Dr. Stella Xun.
So thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. So Abel Biotherapeutic is local biotech company with a vision to defeat GI cancers by the innovative and breakthrough immunotherapy. So you can see that gastrointestinal cancer is the most common type of cancer and the second leading cause of cancer death in the world. So you can see that the incidence and also the mortality rate are very high, particularly in the Asia-Pacific countries, and suggesting that there is a huge unmet medical needs for both the treatment as well as for the diagnosis. So the GI cancers actually include a total of more than like 10 different organs, and that was suggesting that there is a huge opportunities of how we can manage and also to control this malignancy. So what makes Abel unique is that we have a global patent for a biomarker named as the Coherent-17. So Coherent-17 is highly specific biomarker in the GI tract, as well as it is abundantly overexpressed in the GI cancer cells. So based on this GI specific target, we are actually focused on 3 different pipelines. The first one is that we are developing some novel targets and also the biologics with the new design of the MOA as well as the innovative platform. So one of the our company leading molecule is called the ARB202, which is a highly specific, which is a humanized bispecific antibody that is already advanced into the clinical stage. Second is the in vitro diagnostic platform that including the blood. We are actually developing the blood, the tissue diagnostic, as well as the POC test. So through this test, we are providing the personalized marker for a compelling diagnostic use, as well as for the early detections of GI cancers. So the third one is the cell therapy. So we have the 5th generations of the CAR-T platform, which help to tailor treatment for the GI cancer patients. So in total, we are actually, there are 7 drugs that are currently under development and 2 platforms for the diagnostic. So as I mentioned, we have a leading molecule, ARB202, which is a humanized bispecific antibody targeting CDH17 on the tumor cells, as well as the CD3 on the T cells. So what makes it unique is that it is highly specific and it provides cytotoxicity to the GI patients. So these drugs actually have been advanced in the clinical stage and under the investigation in a phase 1 study. So we are expecting to have the initial safety data as well as the tolerability data likely will be in the second quarter of 2023. So other than that, we have also an innovator of the diagnostic platform that we have already developed a standardized and high throughput platform for the tissue diagnostic of checking CDH17 in the patient's tissue specimen. So through the companion diagnostic, we are actually linking the most accurate diagnosis to the most targeted therapy that will be provided for each of the patient. So as a Bell, that we are passionate to pioneer in the personalized healthcare. Thank you.
Let's see any questions from the panelists and any questions from the audience?
I think it's very promising to see all of those drugs in the pipeline. And it seems that, you have actually taken a much shorter time in developing those pipelines than most other companies. Can you share the secret?
Well, actually, from the development, and because our company set up in 2016, so at that time we are already developing the prototype assay, and until recently, that was I think this year, that we already bring our leading molecule ARB2 to in the clinical study. So I think about 3 or 4 years, yes, yeah, development.
Still, that is very good, very, very good track record.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Stella. Thank you. Okay, we move to the next team, which is Prenetics. Prenetics going to present their solution for the falling detection and prevention, which is very important for the elderly and chronically ill people. Let's welcome Mr. Aaron Lee.
Hello everyone, I'm Aaron from Prenetics. So our company is mainly aimed for the fall detection and prevention solutions. So yeah, we all know that the aging population is getting larger and larger. The forecast about like 2030s will be like 1.4 billion elderly in the world. So around 26% of elderly will have a fall accidents. And we have our first product is the smart walking cane called Stick You, which have a fall detection system that can alert their family members once the accidents happened, where and when the accidents happened. So by connecting with our Stick You app, it will send a notification to the caretakers app, and they can know about their data immediately. So by adding our other devices like the blood pressure meter or oximeter, like the elderly, they can measure their health data daily, and the data will also send to some kind of medical advisor, like nurse, and they can monitor their health condition every day. If there is any abnormal situation or abnormal trend, they will immediately contact the users and to do some follow-up, and also will notify their caretakers like family members to tell them about the situation of the users. So our company aim to build a health data platform by collecting different kinds of vital signs or health data by using our different devices, and also we can suggest them about different kind of service. So we also have some like the analytics dashboard for different kind of management level people to manage their health conditions of our users. Also, we have our AI fall detection system. So it is a non-camera based and AI high-privacy device for using like inside the toilets, because like in hospitals or some accidents happened inside the toilets have the fall and no one find out and cause death. So we are using AI model to detect the fall position, and we can alert the nurse or the management level immediately to seek for help. So our system mainly built above on the ceiling, and it will do the detection. And if there is fall, there will be fall alert for the nurse or for the staff. They can take action immediately. So our forecast for our smart walking cane is around 5,000 is next year, And for the forecast of our fall detection LiDAR, because it's under the POC stages, so like next year, we hope that we also have 50 forecasts. And we are now also have some 4 NGOs are under trial for our fall detection system. Yeah, we also got patent for our StickU, and we are also applying the patent for our AI algorithm of the fall detection system. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the panelists?
If I remember correctly, about I think 10 years ago, I was in London also being one of these panelists for the startup pitching session. I remember they do exactly these like stick things. I'm not sure if you know that company, and then surely are now because of development of the of the sensing technologies, much more data or the application must be wider. So do you know what other companies are doing in the rest of the world, and what's the takeaway points from them? What's the learning things from them? You know, rather than because your idea is very simple. But as I said, these ideas I'm sure must be done by so many different companies, people in the world. How are you going to actually learn from them? What lessons they have learned from their failure or success? Have you done that thing? And then how are you going to apply to your business in Hong Kong?
Okay, you mean the Walking King? Or
in general, your ideas, the stick or whatever device that you have. Because as I said, this is a very simple idea.
Okay. Because for the Walking King, the main barriers is that elderlies are not willing to learn about the new technology. So like our functions built inside the King is all automated, so the elderly don't have to learn about it. When it is dark, the lights will turn on immediately. When the weather is cold, our handle will have the temperature sensor will turn warm, and all the fall detection system, which the elderly don't have to learn about it. So it's break through the technical barriers for the elderly, and also for our the fall detection system. We also because we are under trial, so we are gathering more about the opinions of the main users, like how they manage the system. Like the management level would know about when and when the accident happened and anybody handle it. But for the front stage, the nurse or the staff, they just want to know more about who have accidents happen and do the help. So we are gathering the feedback.
Okay, thank you for the response. Thank you, Aaron. Okay, let's move to the next team, which is Compass Health Technology Limited. Compass has developed a total solution for the safe medication management. Welcome, Dr. Zhang Qingpeng.
Hi, everyone. It's my great pleasure to present our small startup. We just finished that 100K seed fund, and we got admitted into the Science Park incubation, and we're applying for additional funding now. So Compass, that means we hope we can develop some AI-based system as the compass for safe and appropriate drug use. So the background is the misuse of drugs poses severe concern and high risk especially for elderly who are taking multiple drugs. And we know that mainland China is lifting up the COVID-19 restrictions, so we see that a lot of people are using different drugs together, so there are drug interactions that cause liver failure and other tragedies. So actually, our collaborating pharmacists in Hong Kong told us that over 10% of the drug prescriptions from the public hospitals have potential drug interaction problems. So there are some of those systems as the query system for drug interactions. But those systems are either just based on existing knowledge, existing evidence, or it's based on the incidence report from the companies. So those combined only represent a tiny tip of the iceberg. So actually there are a lot of more interactions that can be there. So our solution here is to collect the biological network information of the human body and also the protein targets of those different drugs. And based on probably the largest such data set, we develop our AI system, AI algorithms, to predict the potential risk of drug interactions so that we can cover the other 99% that we do not have evidence yet. And our models were published in top-tier journals and also patented in the US. So together we have a total solution to safe medication management. First, we cooperate with local pharmacies, clinics, and hospitals, local and non-local. And also we provide personal health management for individual patients. And we combine, we have the strengths that we combine both Western and Chinese medicines. That altogether we have over 20 drugs, both Western and Chinese medicines, and also by far the largest protein interaction data set of its kind. And we combine AI and human knowledge. So we have those two demo developed with the 100K support from the CTU, but probably due to the time limitation, so we do not have we cannot like go through all of these demo. But in general, we provide service, the API, to our collaborating hospitals, and also we provide a such system for individual users through the App Store applications. So the team currently is very straightforward. I am the advisor, and two of my PhD students are the main director of our company. And actually, they are professors or professors to be. So we are actively looking for partners and investment from the industry. And we have the support from different medical schools, hospitals here, and also in mainland China. And thank you very much. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the panelists?
I guess just one suggestion, because that would be great if you could really give us a scenario, like how can I use your service or how are you going to use your software to let us easily understand what you're trying to sell, you know. Because when I look at it, I don't really relate to what you're doing, you know. And then you can maybe, for example, add one page or two that you get a feedback from the user, actual users, what's the nice things about your things, and then you kind of showcase to us instead of saying a lot of information which can't relate to us as a panelist, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure,
that's just a piece of information, yeah.
Thank you for the suggestion, but we just didn't have time to show those two demos. But for hospitals, it's like we provide the API, so when a pharmacist and the doctors, when they prescribe drugs, we provide these warnings. We tell them that we already have the evidence, or this is based on our AI prediction with certain probability, to give them a hands-on warning when they prescribe drugs. And for individual users, it's actually much more rich. Here we have not only the drug management, drug reminders, and also we link it to the hospitals for them to have online consultations and appointment with the collaborating hospitals.
As I said, if you're going to present it from the point of view as a user, say, how we're going to use your service, the whole scenario, that would be great. Instead of you just telling me something that we all know, but how things work in an actual setting. That's something that we can't experience it, you know.
Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah.
Thank you for Dr. Zhang. Yeah, thank you. Let's move to the next team, which is the SciArts Mental Health Limited. They have developed a smart program to help on the psychological health problem of the youth. Ms. Zhang Xiuchu.
So hello everyone. Our company SciArts aim to prevent young people's anxiety and depression with our novel psychological mobile games. Currently, there are two major limitations in the mental health industry. The first limitation is low accessibility. Many mental health services, including psychotherapy, is very expensive, and the triple one always have a long wait list, which prevent young people from seeing a psychotherapist. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the accessibility to young people is even lower. The second limitation of the current mental health service is low attraction. Many young people reported that they have mental health-related stigma. Also, they experience negative emotions when seeing a psychotherapist. Therefore, the dropout rate of the current mental health services is very high. Due to these two limitations, approximately 60% of people with anxiety or depression fail to seek psychotherapy, and many of them suffer from symptoms of anxiety and depression, including low positive attention, high negative attention, as well as negative mood. Therefore, it's clear we need a novel form of mental health service. Our company aims to develop a therapeutic mobile game with attractive game designs to improve engagement in the interventions. It includes 3 modules. The first module, negative avoidance attention modification, aims to reduce negative attention. The second module, positive approach attention modification, will help young people improve positive attention. The third module, positive mood diary, will help young people cultivate positive emotions. All of these 3 gamified interventions will help young people relieve emotional problems. In the first module, the negative avoidance attention modification, it will help young people prevent anxiety and depression by reducing negative attention. Players can control the airplane to avoid negative stimuli and collect points behind the positive or neutral stimuli. In the second module, positive approach attention modification, players can collect all positive stimuli among neutral and negative stimuli as quickly as possible within a limited time. This module will help reduce anxiety and depression by increasing positive attention. The third module, positive mood journal, young people will interact with a little elf. The little elf will encourage the players to write about all the positive events that happen during the day, as well as to rate their positive mood. The positive events will be saved in the positive mood journal. This module will help young people cultivate positive mood by encouraging them to recall and write about positive events in daily life. Our team has already conducted a focus group interview with a small group of anxious or depressive children from 9 to 10 years. Based on the results, the majority of children reported that the gamified interventions are interesting and beneficial for their symptoms. More importantly, their intention to download or buy our psychological game is high. Digital technology has been applied in mental health services, especially during COVID-19. Compared to traditional psychotherapy, as well as other mental health-related applications, our novel psychological games will be more attractive, more accessible, and more evidence-based. It will uniquely combine both functions of mood journal and gamified interventions. Based on the statistic that 97% of young people play games, we believe that our novel form of interventions will be successful and have a big market. So that's the end of the pitch. Thank you for listening, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Very nice time control. Any questions from the panelists or suggestion?
I just want to know, so when you show about like avoiding the negative, attention in your game, so it doesn't look very negative from this side. So how do you develop those icons that are connected with negativity?
So how do I develop this icon which represent like negative stimuli? Is that right to me? Okay, so we will have a bunch of participants who will rate the effectivity of each pictures, right? So we have participants in the study who will give different rate of these pictures. Some will, so according to their feedback, we will know which pictures is more positive and which picture is more negative. I hope that answers your questions. Thank you.
I'm just struggle a bit like, surely I really love your ideas, how to gamify something, to make something very serious, boring into easygoing, what you claim therapeutic. But, from my personal experience, when you're stressed, whatever game you do it, actually just help you to do attention avoid. And I don't know how this actually really relate to the therapeutic part. I'm sure you're gonna, many people by relaxing, by playing TV games, all right? But how this game being certified or approved, because I look at the figures saying those feedbacks, the N is I think maximum 10 or 9 or 7 people. How that, I think you can stress or emphasize on more on that part, the linkage.
Link.
Because, and I say, oh yeah, when I stress, and then many people would just play a TV game, and that really help with your stress. Yeah, but how are we going to relate to the therapeutic? Because you use the word therapeutic, it's really serious.
Let me see. So thank you for your questions. Let me see if I have the PowerPoint for that. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I will just answer your questions. So actually, our laboratory have conducted many studies on this idea, attentional bias modification. And you can also find a lot of scientific paper to show that it is effective in reducing emotional problems. However, in the laboratory, the procedure is actually very, very boring. So we have linked that procedure to game. So we add a lot of gaming elements to make the procedure more interesting. So actually, the whole design is therapeutic. It can be used to and applied to people with emotional problems. The uniqueness of our product is that it will be more interesting. It will be more engaging for young people because it integrates a lot of gaming-related elements. So I hope that answers your questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your response. Thank you. I want to make sure our 18th team All Make Lab has presented today because we failed to find you at the registration. If not, I think all of our 17 teams has made their page today. Thank you for your pitching presentation, and thank you for our panelists' suggestion and questions, which is very nice. Okay, let's move on to the next section. I would like to bring all of you to our second invited talk, and the speaker will be Dr. Liu Da. Dr. Liu is the General Manager of CRCP Life Science Fund. And Dr. Liu is full of the experience of the investment, especially in the biotech industry. And his talk is going to tell us how the investment side would select and help to grow a biotech company. Please join me to welcome Dr. Liu.
非常谢谢主持人，也非常感谢在座的诸位。现在是星期五的下午，能够在这个钟点，听我讲一讲，那也是非常感谢。我将用中文，因为这本书是用中文写的，所以我就用中文来讲。简单介绍一下我自己，我是30年前去的美国，一开始是读的药学院，所以我的第一份工作是药剂师，临床药剂师，所以 I know drugs。那么在2004年，我回到北京，从纽约回到北京，我加入了一家国有企业，做高管。那个时候我是行业内应该是最年轻的高管。那么在6年以前，从北京调到香港，在华人集团工作。所以在过去6年，我一直是看 life sciences 这个 industry。那么这就是我的基本介绍。那么我的这本书，由于它主要是我过去将近30年的思考跟总结，因为我既做过，我不是一个典型的 VC 投资的基金经理，因为大部分 VC 基金经理是做 finance 出身的，那么我是做药剂师，而且我是做运营的。当我做运营的时候，我才知道做运营是一件很难受的事情。谢谢 ，Thank you。OK， 对，这是这本书长的样子啊。那我们看一下行业发展的3个范式。那首先呢，今天的 talk 我会从2个角度来讲，一个是从历史的维度，一个是从现状横向的维度。那么为什么要从历史的维度去看问题？是因为我们只有对这行业在过去几十年发展有比较详尽的了解，我们才能找到其中的规律，就是 pattern。我们才能知道我们要做的事情，我们才能对未来有所预测，一些 forecast。那么相信在座的很多都是专家，我们杨校长在座诸位的导师们，我认为我在这里呢，借用了一个思维方式，就是一个范式跟范式转移的这么一个概念。范式就是 paradigm shift。那这个概念是从哪里来呢？是从科学革命的结构，就 by Thomas Kuhn 在上一世纪他写的这么一个经典著作。那么我建议在座的每一位同学，你假如想创业的话，你应该去读这本书。它有些枯燥，但是呢，我建议你大概去了解一下，因为创业是很艰难的事情，你也不想浪费你的时间，所以你需要很好的方法论跟思维的模式。讲一下我们过去，我总结了一下过去 我大致分成3个范式，就是化学药范式、生物制药范式以及生命科学及技术范式。那么化学药范式最经典的，我做一下考证，我把它定义从德国拜耳的阿司匹林开始。那么阿司匹林是一个很神奇的药品，它在市场上已经100年，那直到今天，德国拜耳的阿司匹林也是我作为一个临床药剂师首推的。OK， 而且我首推这个品牌。那么它即便是在今天，依然是在众多的领域有广泛的应用。那么第2个生物制药，那么为什么我们多了一个制字，跟化学药相比？因为制这里强调的是 manufacturing， 强调的是 processing， 因为在这一系列的药品之中 ，manufacturing 跟 processing 是非常重要的，它直接关系到产品的价格、产品的质量。那么第3个范式，当然我一会儿会讲一下每个范式的不同的时间段。第3个范式是生命科学及技术范式，你简称生命科学范式或生命科技范式。OK， 那为什么这么讲？是因为在过去的几年，我注意到越来越多的这个行业的发展是强调基础研究，也就是刚才讲的 science， 以及实践应用，就是 application 的更加紧密的结合。这是在以前是没有这么紧密的。第2个是强调以人为本。OK， 那你可能说，那什么叫以人为本？以人为本就是说，我们今天所做的一切事情，包括无论是我当初做临床药剂师也好，或者是我今天作为一个基金经理也好，以人为本就是完成一个目标，就是让在座的每一位健康的活到100岁。OK， 是活到100岁，并且健康。你不是在轮椅上活到100岁，你是要健康的活到100岁。那这就是我们的目标。我们做一切事情就围绕这一个简单的一个目标去做。OK， 那么另外一个是指什么意思？是百花齐放，百方争鸣。是在过去10年，你可以看过去100年。OK， 那么我也看过去10年。那么过去10年，在这个领域是真正的出现了众多的创新的技术同时迸发出来。那在历史上是少有的。但同时呢，科学有一个规律，就是它在一段时间，百花齐放，百花争鸣。那过一段时间可能就1-20年没什么新的东西出来，这也是非常正常的事情。但是我想说的，我们现在生活到一个很幸运的时代，我们生活在一个众多创新产品不断涌现的时代。核心观点，哪些核心观点？先总结一下，就是在现阶段跟相当长的时间，刚才讲的3个药品及治疗方法同时存在。那么在我是药剂师的时候，我只知道药品 drugs medicines medications。那么在过去有一个新的词出现，并且被更广泛的行业使用，就叫 therapy。一个典型的例子 self therapy。所以现在当我们思考问题的时候，是 drug 就是药品及治疗方法。第2是临床方法的形式的互补。我们会看到越来越多的不同的 pathways 在 merge。在这里给个例子，比方说，细胞疗法跟溶瘤病毒的合用，比方说，我们也看到溶瘤病毒跟 PD-1 的联用 ，so on so forth， 这些同时都存在的。那么第3个，临床应用的这种联合临床应用是一个广泛的趋势。一个非常简单的案例，很经典的案例，就是在20-30年以前，我们用这个 stent， 就是 drugs， 把药品涂层到器械上，然后放到这个心血管里边。那么以此就是包括未来的人工智能的发展，以及 quantum technology 都会对我们这个领域产生深远的影响。那刚才讲的那个总结几下是什么？当我们创业的时候，你要思考一下未来会发生什么事情，因为投资是投资到未来。不是投资到现在，也不是投资到过去。那你可能说，那柳达你讲的不是废话吗 ？OK， 这是 common sense。但是你仔细想想我讲的话 ，common sense 并不是 common 的。你投资，你做事情，你一定要是专注于未来，你投资于未来。那么我们想第一个范式，化学药范式，它的黄金时代，我认为是从上一世纪的1980年到2010年。我也非常荣幸， 在这个黄金时代，我是生活在美国，我在美国读的药学院，我作为药剂师，我在那待着，所以我亲身经历了这个它的鼎盛时代，化学药的鼎盛时代。那从几个标志物，刚才讲到它的起源，或者说我认为标志的起源是德国的阿司匹林，直到美国的利普妥尔，那么这是高峰时代。那我们在每一个我梳理了一下，我每一个梳理过程，我都有几个关键的要素，就是主要的科学家，它的突破性技术，以及主要的企业相关的药品，以及它解决的临床问题。那么每个都有重要关键指标。那么其实在我们这个领域，几个关键的指标很清楚，就是重磅炸弹。那重磅的炸弹，在座很多人也都知道，就是一年销售10亿美元。那么在上一世纪80年代或者90年代，销售10亿美元是很了不起的事情。但是现在已经是100亿美元、200亿美元。那你可能是问我为什么？我想 ，OK， 很大一个可能是因为这个它的价格，无论是100亿也好，还是200亿也好，只有2个 factor 来影响。第一个是你药品单价的数量，另外一个是药品使用的这个人数。那么很有可能是药品被 overpriced。关键结论：每一个成就都是全球科学家、医生、患者、企业家几十年辛苦的努力、知识及经验的积累以及运气。那在这里呢，我想强调的是，医生跟患者。当然，我相信在座很多人就接触到 drug companies 或者是 medtech companies， 他们总会告诉你他们是多么的伟大。但是我的研究表明，他们起了很大的作用，但他们的伟大的作用不像他们想象那么伟大。那另外一个我想强调的就是，医生跟患者实际上是非常非常重要的。那么这就是为什么当我们创业的时候，你需要你的产品，假如是跟医院相关，你要去 talk to the doctors，talk to the physicians， 那是跟病人相关，或者说跟你所需要的产品的使用者相关，要 talk to them。OK， 那这一点是很重要。另外一个就是运气。那么我可能是在座的人中，我是比较悲观的一个人。我一个观点就是在于，在人类跟疾病做斗争的这个过程之中，人类是一直处于下风，并且永远会处于下风。那么它的原理也很简单，就是 the unknowns are more than knowns， 我们不知道的超过于我们知道的，所以我们的认知是非常有限的。那这里也有一个讲了这个10个的经典案例，我不会去每一个去讲，但是我会大概讲一个作为一个 methodology 一个方法。你比方说第一个 Zantac， 那么 Zantac 是做什么呢 ？H blockers 跟胃酸相关。那这个药品第一次出现在上一世纪应该是1986年，假如我没有记错的话。在那之前，假如你有这方面的问题，你是没有很好的解决方式。你要么吃很大的这个药片，要么你就喝那个 bottle。OK， 那它的问题是什么？它的作用原理就是酸碱中和，但是它的问题就在于它不会解决下面的问题 underlying problems， 而且同时呢，它这个作用的 action 它是很 short， 就你再过2-3个小时没用了。那么 H block Zantac 它是全球第一个，而且由于这个产品的出现，是它的 develop 它的公司一举成为全球前10的公司。OK， 那么我们可以看到其中的这个逻辑。但是我还想可能在座也知道，提醒一下诸位，在几年以前 ，Zantac 假如没有记错的话，它已经从主要的市场被 withdraw。OK， 那为什么被 withdraw？ 是因为它里边的一个 non-active ingredients 有可能会产生癌症。Alright， 那么我想说的是什么呢？就是当我们做 science 的时候，你说当初这个药是 blockbuster for many years， 而且不但是一开始是 prescription， 后来是 over the counter， 但最后它从市场上 withdraw， 就是因为在 science 这个领域有太多我们不知道的事情，所以我基本上是我不会非常的过度的乐观，所以我们要保持一个很 humble 的一种心态。那么其他的每一个领域，包括 Losec， 就是第一、第二是跟胃相关的 ，Claritin 是跟 allergy 相关的，那 Prozac 是跟 depression 相关的，那么第5个 Celebrex 是跟 osteoporosis 相关的风湿性关节炎。在 Celebrex 出来之前，没有什么好药。OK， 你吃的任何药品都是对你的 stomach 有点上的 irritation side effects， 那它是第一个。那后来我们讲的 Prozac 是 depressant、Neurontin 等等，然后 Lipitor 大家都很知道 hyperlipidemia， 包括 Advair 是呼吸道的，它是药品以及器械最连用的，还有 Viagra 是非常典型的无性插柳柳成因。那么所有这细分领域中，它都有一个共同的特点，是什么特点？就是它主要是针对于 general medicine。OK， 无论是你是depression 还是疼痛等等，或者是这个 COPD。另外一个特点，你会发现在每一个细分领域，它的真正的 players 就那么几家。我大概统计了一下，基本上能想到5的，也不会超过5家，最有名的可能就2到3家。那这个讲是什么意思？是给诸位一个启示：当你创业的时候，我们这个领域有个特点，就是强者恒强。有 good， you're good。你假如没有 good， 你就不是那么 good。那么有2本书我推荐大家去阅读，一个是 Blockbuster Drugs， 另外一个是 The Truth About Drug Companies。当然，他俩讲的观点是并不完全一样的。那么为什么这一点是很重要？是当我们在看问题的时候，我们一定要从不同的角度去看同一个问题，这样才会引发我们的思考。那核心观点就是，假如你想成功，我大概梳理一下，这些知名的企业，你必须要有 first in class 或 best in class。到目前为止，我还没看到一个例外的。我是整个梳理过去40年。另外一个是，假如你想进入前30名，你必须在某一个治疗领域，就 therapeutic area， 你必须要强有力的竞争优势。你比方说 Claritin、Clarinex for allergies， 这是血用 Plow， 就是这2个产品，虽然说没什么太大区别，但这2个产品帮助血用 Plow 成为美国的前10名或者世界的前10名，那后来被 Merck 给买了。那化学药领先的国家都具有非常好的化学工业基础，就是化学工业跟化学药是相辅相成的。所以你去看历史上，化学工业好的国家，它的化学药一定好，一定好以后，那么它才可能去进行，也非常的幸运，就从上一世纪80年代起，我们会有所谓的全球化 globalization。有一本书很有名，叫《地球是平的》，那个书很有名啊。那么现在可能地球不是平的了，现在地球可能是圆的了。但是我想讲的是说，你只有在那个情况之下，才有可能有 merge， 才可能有跨大洲的兼并，才有商学的 MBA， 那才有不同的这个公司在不同的地区运营，那这都是一个结果，这是相辅相成的。那另外，美国的模式是无法复制、不可持续的。那很多人可能会批评我 ，criticize me。会 challenge 你为什么这么说？那你去看几个简单的指标。第一个，你看 healthcare 它的 cost 在美国 GDP 占多少？你们可以去查一下。我查的结果是18%。那么你去查。第二个，你可以看到它的整个的price。美国是唯一一个主要的经济体，在创新的产品方面，甭管是药品还是 medtech 方面是没有 price control 的。但是这违反了一个问题。就是它违反人性。什么叫违反人性？我们在座所有的人都希望更好的治疗，那花费最少的成本，那免费才好呢，这是不存在的。下一个，临床实验非常重要，头对头的临床实验会越来越多。就当初when I was a pharmacist， 当初我是药剂师的时候，那时候很多的临床就新的 drugs， 它对标是 placebo。什么叫 placebo？ 就是你知道什么叫 placebo starch？ 那后来发现不行 ，that's not good。你必须要跟现在市场上 existing 的 drug 或者是 therapy 去头对头 head to head clinical trials。但这是一个双刃剑。双刃剑是什么意思？你成功了，你有可能上去；假如失败了，你前期所有的花费就 down to hell， 就什么都没有了。那在历史上，这种倾向是反复出现过。但它是有一个好处，就是它不断的需要我们去挑战你现有的产品，你必须要你的产品要足够的创新，比现有的市场上产品足够好，你才有可能在市场上具有竞争优势。那么下面一个就是临床疗效跟市场推广是同样重要的。那我把这个想法再给它扩大一下，当你们创业的时候，你记住一条，当你创业的时候， 你最重要的目标，首先是融资，其次才是你的东西。假如有一天你能两人并推，那是最好的。当然，我讲 business 跟 science 是一个 broad 的概念。这里讲的 business 包括融资，包括你 how you raise fund，how you polish your presentations，how you respect your audience。那么你的 science 不光是包括你如何做临床，包括 how you facilitate the hospitals，等这些等等 so on so forth。就是我的分析结果是，你只有2个方面都非常的 strong， 你才有可能成为一个很成功的 business。你可以不相信，但到目前为止，我还没有看到例外的。那么另外一个呢，就是并购是快速奠定市场的唯一方式。其实这个，我思考了很久，因为一般来讲，我写问题是我不愿意写下唯一，但是我研究了半天，就是唯一方式，没有第二种方式。这是唯一一个方式，你可以 expand your market share quickly。那我们敢讲第二部分，就是生物制药。从1980年开始到2020年，我认为现在属于高速发展时期。高速发展几大类吧。那首先我们去个就是替代性蛋白药物，胰岛素啊、生长激素啊、EPO 等等，这些我相信你们都知道。那么我就把我的思考总结给诸位分享。第一个，你会发现在这些所有的细分领域，基本上我写的这几个公司，它都已经占了全球的80%或90%以上的份额，而且有段时间是100%的份额。OK， 那么这个要你们去思考去，这是我们过去为什么会这个样子。那同时你看还有一个有趣的现象 ，EPO， 那么美国安珍跟 Johnson Johnson， 它实际上卖的东西是一模一样的，里边的 active ingredient 是一模一样的，只是不同的 label。属于当初安珍没有钱，那么跟 Johnson Johnson 有个 license 合作，所以说到最后他是把一部分的 indication 卖给了 Johnson Johnson， 当然他后来有无数的官司。所以说我想强调的是，假如你有一天你立志去创业，尤其是你创的业是创新的东西，你可能要从第一天开始你要关注你的法律的问题，因为你的官司可能会永远不断。OK， 所以你必须要有很好的一个 IP lawyer， 这没有办法的事情。OK， 这是 that happened repeatedly。OK，almost every time。那我们看一下这个 baby boomers 到长命百岁，这什么意思呢？就是在这里给大家分享几个最基本规律。我想今天 take away 实际上就几个基本点。首先，我相信很多人都明白什么叫 baby boomer 的定义，就是2次世界大战以后，大概前后那段时间出生的一些人。那么 baby boomer 它是全球的 industry 都改变了，就是所有的 industry 它的谋划 how they think to invest what to do 都是围绕着 baby boomer 来做。同样，今天在座的大部分人，我们老一点的可能像我这样子，可能活到90岁，年轻人会活到100岁，所以 sooner or later 你要活到100岁。那么今天你要想的是说，你做的一切要按这个 time span 这个 horizon 你要去做投资，去思考问题。现在跟以前是不一样了，你必须要庆祝必须要改变你的想法。那另外一个，在传统上来讲，就有预防、疾病治疗、康复管理，基本上3大块这么一个 process。那在这里呢，我加上一个 anti-aging， 作为一个新的一条，就是这是一个当你创业的时候，你要想清楚你做的是其中的哪一块。因为 you have to pick something， 你必须要做哪一块。那另外我们刚才讲到了 general medicine， 那么实际上我们看一下整个的生物制药这些年，这是我举的具体的一些东西。那你们会发现，很有特点。我记得在上一世纪90年代的时候，治疗癌症最好的药品，我能所想到的是脂三醇 Taxol，nothing else。那么后来出现了众多的靶点药品，单抗、双抗等等 ，so on so forth。那么在这里有一个很经典的，就是在第3个 HER2 Herceptin， 1998年。那我认为这是一个标志性事件，是因为它开启了精准医学的新时代。那么精准医学的新时代是以癌症作为一个最主要的代表，因为在过去这么20年之中，癌症是花钱研究最多的地方。所以我们刚才讲到了 general medicine， 那么我们进入第2个 period， 第2个或者说 paradigm， 叫是 precision medicine。那么我们未来是什么？我们未来是 individualized medicine。当然有人挑战我 challenge me， 说你为什么用 individualized medicine， 不用 personalized medicine？ 我想了半天，但我还没有想到一个很完美的答案。但是我依然用 individualized medicine。那讲这是什么意思？就是说 我们整个大的趋势就是 general medicine、precision medicine、individual medicine。所以假如你要去创业的话，我建议你更多的专注在 focus on precision medicine and individual medicine。那么这里我们看到了第一个超过100亿，也就是超过200亿的产品 Humira。那 Humira 的成功也蛮有意思，就是它有很众多的 indications。那么药厂怎么来赚钱？有 expand your indications。OK。而且有的时候，有人说，孤儿药怎么可以卖很多钱呢？孤儿药 orphan drugs 是可以卖到1年100亿美元的。You can do it。你就是要去思考你怎么 do it。那这是我们讲的第二个很重要的部分。那么这个看一下我们刚才这个差不多20年、30年的总结，就是全球传统的制药者，他进入这个领域基本上都是通过并购。我记得很清楚的 ，N 多年以前，当 Pfizer 购买了 Wealth 以后，那突然他说，we're going to reposition ourselves。作为什么呢 ？Today we'll become a biopharmaceutical company。OK。那么突破性疗法、突破性创新、突破性的 breakthrough， 或者是里程碑 milestone。什么叫里程碑 milestone？ 就是刚才我讲那些所有的 blockbuster drugs， 你可以当做它为里程碑的 milestone。当然，有一些它称为 blockbuster， 并不是因为它的 therapeutic 疗效有多么好，它是 me too， 但是它的 marketing 做得很好，它也可以成为 blockbuster drugs。但有一点就是，基本上很少有是被战略规划出来的。这是什么意思？就不是说，并不意味着说，I want to do a blockbuster, it will happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. 但是 breakthrough 一定不是被规划出来的。那孤儿药 orphan drug， 这是刚才已经谈到了。那么我们看下面一条，就是整个的在你们创业过程之中，你一定会有缺乏资金的困惑，你一定会面临着专利的问题，还有以及经验积累的问题。所以你如何解决这些问题？那这些是大概罗列了一下过去10年左右 roughly 比较一些众多的创新的技术。那么他们众多也是可以连用的。那么其中有几个我有投了 RNA 领域，我投了整个应该是中国最领先的2家，我投了 CAR-T 领域，我也投了最领先的2家，我也投了这个溶瘤病毒，我也投了 early cancer screening。那么我讲这些道理是什么呢？就是当我们创业的时候，我建议你们在创业之前要做大量的 research， 而且你们很幸运 ，you're lucky。为什么有 lucky？ 因为你们在学校里你有大量的 database， 你可以去 search。我建议你们做大量的 search， 然后我建议你们呢，创业的时候一定要想清楚你们做的这个事情，能够有什么一个结果。OK， 那我们看一下刚才，我们再总结一下刚才那个篇，就是所有你看原来以前以化学药起家的那些公司，它通过2个手段，第一，它通过有强大的资本的实力；第二，它通过法律的手段，它进入了创新的领域。你们可以去对比一下过去30年或40年，整个美国 FDA 每年批的药品的数量，以及你看一下每个药品是有哪些percentage wise 百分比是有被所谓的全球20大或30大公司来批准的。那你会发现，现在越来越多的是2%以上，这些创新都是在 middle size and small size companies。那这就是一个趋势。那我们看到一个你们一定会碰到估值的问题。那估值问题呢，对我本人来讲也是一个困惑，因为当初20年前我在商学院的时候，我只知道 PE， 那后来我发现 PE 是不管用的，开始 PS， 后来我都不知道 P 什么了。那么现在呢，我只能跟你讲，这就是一个谈判跟协商的结果。假如你做的东西足够好，你就可以要足够的价格。你比方说在2017年左右吧，2016、17年。有2个交易，一个是110亿美元现金，一个是91亿美元的现金，都是做 CAR-T 的。坦率的说，当时我不明白为什么做这个交易，现在我也不明白为什么做这个交易。OK， 就是这个是讲什么意思呢？就是这个行业的很多事情，并不像你想象的那样去 clear cut， 有很多不同的理由，有的时候很多时候是没有理由。But it happened。那么发达国家与发展中国家，Sorry，Hello。那发达国家，没问题吧？OK， 发达国家与发展中国家谁的命谁命，这蛮有意思的。因为我记得我原来看报告的时候 ，many years ago， 我会发现，哎，这个所有我看的这些 research 报告中，好像发展中国家基本跟不存在一样，啊。那么，假如诸位去看一下，在上个月，地球上开始有了第80亿人，那80亿人中只有差不多11到12亿左右在所谓的 rich countries， 那么剩下的都是在所谓的 developing 或 poor countries relatively。但是我们必须面临的一个问题，当你看 COVID-19 的时候，病毒是一个非常典型的，它甭管你是 rich 跟 poor， 你关不关 border 没有任何用处 ，OK？ 而且 theoretically， 在非洲的最深处的丛林之中，一个新的 virus 可以在24小时之内到达全世界任何一个地方，而且没有人可以 detect。那么，假如人类不 work together， 你不在一起工作去处理这个问题的话，那我们都会 suffer 的 ，OK？That's our own problem。那么刚才讲了第一个问题是从历史上，从这个角度，那我们很快的再讲一下这个从全球的角度。我认为呢，首先分享2个基本观点。第一，我认为现在是全球华人活着最好的时候 ，OK？ 我看起来年轻，但我也差不多50岁了。I've been around。我30年前是从北京去美国读书的，我记得那个时候2个国家的经济相差还是蛮大的。那所以说，我想，1 minute，all right。所以讲什么来着 ？OK， 我们现在是全球华人最好的时候。其次，香港是全球华人的福地。在过去30年，我在纽约、北京、香港都住过。3个城市中，我最爱的就是香港。那我只有1分钟时间，我很快讲一下，就是我这有这么多的理由，我就不罗列了，讲讲目前我刚才讲的这个结论，就是目前是投资中国，中国是 China related，OK， 是这个我们一个概念，生命科技最佳时机。那么你要想看详细的东西，这里有这本书。那么商务印视馆跟 HKBIO 他们是8折优惠，他们的有兴趣可以去买啊。谢谢，我的演讲到此结束，杨教授 ，Thank you。
Thank you, Dr. Liu, sincere. Please stay around because we want to present the ceremonial gift. Yes. Welcome, Professor Michael Yeung and Professor Johnny Ho.
谢谢柳博士，精彩的演讲，也给我们所有的初创团队的这个年轻的朋友们一个这个非常好的一个启示，啊。刚才我们早些时候是请了 Danny 给大家讲了，需要创业需要有这个保持一个乐观的这个情绪，投资者呢是悲观的，啊，就是说，所以你们去找投资者的时候，找100个，可能有99个跟你说 no， 啊，为什么？因为他们是悲观的，但是你们要保持乐观的情绪，啊，要坚持，啊 ，OK， 我们先给柳博士非常感谢，请大家鼓掌，感谢柳博士的精彩演讲。另外，我们再请我们的这个今天在座的几位这个导师和这个评审，非常感谢。Dr. William Min， 郑树贤教授 ，Professor Sohan， OK， Jimmy To 啊，一起上来，我们有一个小纪念品。来，一起照一张相，我照一张，来，我的邀请。可以给我个，对，吉米，来，张博士，来，我们再过来，再过来一个这边，对，好，对，这个么样？好。Okay, thank you all very much.